Hey there, Crafty crew! Welcome back to the Crafty Quinn. My name is Megan, and I'm thrilled to have you here for today's exciting episode. With Easter just around the corner, we've got a basket full of inspiration ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just looking for some exceptional ideas to spruce up your Easter celebrations, you're in the right place. Now let's get crafting. DIY number 1. So this is one of Dollar Tree's blank truck signs, and I normally find this in their Crafter Square section of Dollar Tree, and I'm not sure what the material of this is. It kind of feels like an MDF, but I'm going to coat the majority of this with the Waverly chalk paint color Moss, and then for the wheels of the sign, I am using Waverly's chalk paint in the plaster color. And what's not great about these truck signs compared to the other truck signs that Dollar Tree has is it doesn't give you any sort of border or anything for the wheels. You kind of have to just round them out using a paintbrush of your choice and just kind of figure out how to make a round wheel that doesn't look oddly shaped at the same time. So I am now taking the color Hazelnut from Waverly. It is another chalk paint, and I'm going to use that for the railing of this truck. And I like this color because it makes it almost look like it's a wood color. So once it's all painted, we're moving on to the next step. And this is one of Dollar Tree's 2023 calendars. I saved it from last year, obviously. And it's their farmer's market calendar. And I love that they had a fresh carrots sign. It was perfect for this. The only problem is that these fresh carrots, for some reason, they look red on this calendar, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was just, I don't know if that was the color that was chosen or if it was just printed oddly, but the one problem with this little calendar piece is that they looked like radishes to me. So I'm going to show you how I fix them up. So I just cut it out from the calendar, and I realized that in its entirety it would not fit. So I had to just kind of keep trimming it, and then I just decided, you know what? Carrots, that works. We're going to make this a carrot truck. So I took the teeniest, tiniest brush that I own, and I used Waverly's pumpkin color chalk paint, and with that teeny tiny brush, I just lightened up those carrots a bit so they didn't look like red radishes, and they looked more like the carrots that they're supposed to. And surprisingly, this did work, and it didn't make the paper all like crinkly or weird or anything with paint, because I did just use a very, very light layer of paint. And then to secure this on, I just did a small dot in each corner of some hot glue. I wasn't sure what to use on this because I did paint this, so I was like, okay, just to be safe, I'm just gonna hot glue it down. So for this part, I decided to give this truck some trim and use a piece of Dollar Tree's burlap looking ribbon. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's like a lacy burlap. But I love the ribbons that Dollar Tree offers. They have all kinds of burlap kinds. So I just decided to use this one, and then you're just going to trim it down on either side. But I did put another layer of hot glue underneath, so bottom of both sides. And then I just want to cut off the excess pieces of this ribbon so it looks better. Next, we are going to paint our carrots for our carrot truck. And this, again, is the Waverly color in pumpkin. Love this. And I mean, it works great for actual pumpkin crafts, or it works for carrot crafts as well. And these wood cutouts are from Dollar Tree. These are found in Dollar Tree's Easter seasonal crafts and decor section. So these should be available right now. And hopefully they're going to bring them out again. But they've had these the last couple of years. And these little carrots come in, I think like a 14 pack or something like that. So I have a ton of them. And then the color on the top of the carrots is the color Moss. And like I said, Moss is the color of this truck. So next we are just going to antique this truck, make it look like it's been driving through a field like an actual carrot truck, if there is one. And then we're just going to take some antique Waverly wax and use a chippy brush I'm using the smallest chippy brush from the chippy brush multi-pack that I have that I will link for you in the description of this video. And I just get the excess antique wax off the paintbrush using the paper towel next to me. So after that, we're moving on to securing our carrots to the railing of our truck. Just a little bit of hot glue was really all you need here. And so we're adding 4 carrots to this truck railing. So I just decided to add a dot of hot glue to each piece of the railing there. There we go. We have all of our carrots added. And then I did go back and I made this truck a little bit more rustic and I added even more antique wax. I like to start off light, and then if I still don't like it, I go back and I add more, but I think it came out really cute. DIY number 2. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button when you hear the pop noise. Okay, moving on to, like I said, DIY number 2. And this is a Dollar Tree sign, and this can be found in their Crafter Square section. So this is just a blank sign here, and it does stand up on its own, so that's great. And I'm using the plaster Waverly color chalk paint for that piece of it. And now for this bunny, this Dollar Tree wood cutout bunny. So this is also with their Easter seasonal crafts, and the color of the bunny is Waverly's moss color. So same color as the truck in the last craft. So I just used some hot glue and secured this down to my sign. So I have all of these wood cutouts to the left just to make sure I'm aligning everything properly. Have the bunny on an angle so that everything can fit. And then I took some Dollar Tree ribbon here and used the back side of this ribbon so that the white polka dots would hide the hot glue. And then we're securing it to our little Dollar Tree egg wood cutout. I have a ton of these too because, like I said, it's like a 14 pack of little wood pieces for $1.25. You can't really beat that. That's pretty good. So I have a ton of these. I have a ton of each one, but I think I used up all of the carrots probably in this video alone. So just trimming the ribbon there, and now we're just going to glue everything down. So I like laying things like this because it makes a great placeholder for everything. So that's why I started with the left there, and then we do our egg, and then this will help when I go to add the bunny. So I used the color Fawn for this bunny, and this is another Waverly chalk paint. This is a great muddy gray-brown color. I used this in my last video as well. So a lot of these colors, same ones from last video, because I wanted to make everything match because I actually use these as real decor in my home, so I want everything to match. And it makes it a lot easier for styling. So we're going to take some just plain raffia and just wrap the piece of it around, and I doubled a bunch of it up. I just kept going until it looked like a thick bow, and then I just, after wrapping it, then I just secured the middle piece down there with some hot glue to turn it into a bow. And then just cut off the odd, the little odd shaped pieces here. Just want everything to be the same shape and size. And then what's great is I can move that little piece over and I can kind of scrunch up the edges here of our bow and then use some hot glue to give the bunny a cute little raffia bow. And the sign is good to go. And I think I forgot to show that I did hot glue down the Happy Easter wood cutouts from Hobby Lobby as well. So love how it turned out. DIY number 3. So we're using more of that pumpkin color Waverly chalk paint for this carrot wood cutout that is from Dollar Tree. And we're just going to paint this to look like a carrot. And there's really not much to it. So this craft is definitely easy overall. There's not really much to this. And then same as before, we're just taking the moss color chalk paint from Waverly and using that for the stem. I absolutely love this color combination, as you can probably tell. So just taking a brush and trying to edge this out so I can get a straight line. So once we're waiting for that to dry, we're moving on to the next bit. I got this adorable, I don't know what to call it, beaded tassel from Dollar Tree. This was just a plain tassel with the wood beads from their Crafter Square section. There was just nothing special about this piece. It was just there, and I'm like, okay, it's perfect for so many crafts, but let's distress this with some antique Waverly wax. And we're going to distress the entire thing. We're going to distress the carrot. We're going to distress this. And so I'm sure there's a much better process that you could do this. I don't know. But maybe I just call it like lazy girl crafting because I'm like, okay, I'll just flip it around and I don't know. This just seemed very simple to me. So I just figured let's do it that way. And then I got a little bit heavier with the wax here on this carrot, because I did want it to look muddy as if it was, you know, a real carrot pulled from the ground. So I just went a little bit darker on this part with the wax there, especially at the bottom. I went back and tried to kind of even it out. Well, not even it out, but like make it look like, you know, the top is almost matching, but not quite, because I do want the bottom to be slightly darker. And then we are going to distress the top of this carrot as well, because carrots come from the ground and they are very dirty when you pull them out. So once we have the carrot in a good place and we like how much we've distressed it, then we're going to move on to adding it to our tassel. And this was perfect because it gave me a perfect like middle area to add this carrot wood cutout to. And so I literally just took some jute twine and tied it that way to the tassel and just used a loop and just tied it. It's kind of hard to see here, but I'm really just using the twine as a way to get this on the tassel. And then once I've tied 2 knots, then I just take my scissors and just cut off the rest of the jute twine that we no longer need. And then I'm taking some raffia here and I'm going to double this up many, many times, just like before with the bunny craft. So just keep wrapping it and wrapping it. It's going to come out pretty thick there. And I thought that's perfect. And then let's just take the piece at the end here and just wrap it around the middle of this raffia bunch. Not sure what else to call it. It's not quite a bow yet, but here we go. So use some hot glue for the middle piece, took my little silicone brush here and just use that to help secure the middle piece, and then cut off the excess that you don't need. And we have an adorable little bow. And we are almost done here. So then I just kind of pull out the ribbons on either side. And then we're just going to hot glue this ribbon down to add this to our carrot. And I did go back and I made the wood beads on this a little bit darker. I went back again with some antique wax, did a second round of antiquing, and so I could make it a little bit darker to kind of match more with the carrot. So definitely love how this farmhouse wood beaded tassel came out. DIY number 4. So this one definitely took the most time for sure, but I absolutely love how this one turned out. Probably one of my favorites from today. And this is a little wood crate from Dollar Tree that we're using the pumpkin color again from Waverly to completely cover this little wood box, except for the inside. You don't have to worry about that because we are going to be adding some floral foam to this. So I got a new type of floral foam from Michael's this weekend, and I thought this would be better because I wouldn't have any dust. But I mean, this has just as many pieces as the dust one. So I don't know, you kind of have to choose your battles. But yeah, either one of these pieces of floral foam gets really, really messy. So I don't know if there's another kind out there that I can try, but the other one, the green ones from Dollar Tree, there's dust everywhere. And then Michael's also sells ones that are just like it, also dust everywhere. So I don't know. And then I found this and I'm like, I thought it would be better, but there's the little styrofoam pieces go everywhere. So, you know, I had to just use my dust buster and clean it all up. So I still had a bunch of this green faux grass that I found from Michael's. And so that really came in handy for this craft. And then we're just going to take some hot glue and take a bunch of it, just like a little bunch at a time, and just start off by just kind of adding it to this in little tiny bunches. And then I just make the little bunches of the grass super, super thick, so that way I don't burn myself when I press this down. But you can make them thinner if you want. And so that's really how I ended up covering this. So I just went through and added little tiny bunches at a time. And then just added a whole bunch of hot glue. And I really had to hold it down for a bit to make sure this grass would stay, because it kind of melts the styrofoam and it takes a little bit longer to dry when it does that. So yeah, you're just gonna repeat this process throughout. And I did kind of try to make a little hole with this carrot. I added more of these carrot-shaped wood cutouts from Dollar Tree. And we are making a carrot stand craft. So we're going to need about 3 of these little carrot wood cutouts for this one. Well, 4 technically. You'll see what I do with the 4th one, but we're going to add 3 into this carrot stand. So I just had to press down as hard as I could, add the hot glue, and that kind of helped melt. It melted the silicone better that way, or the styrofoam. It melted the styrofoam better that way. So I could just push this down a little bit easier and make this actually stay in place, because the hardest part was actually pushing things through. So you're going to need about 14 popsicle sticks for this. So I did 6 orange and 6 green, as you can see there. I painted all of them, and I painted both sides. It was very, very tedious. But the extra 2, besides the 12 that I painted, this is what holds them together in place. So we are making an awning for the top of our carrot stand. This is my first time ever making one of these, so bear with me as I was experimenting with what would work, and I just wanted to figure out a way to do it that made sense to me. So definitely the popsicle sticks holding everything together, that worked great. And then trying to get this to stand up on top of the carrot stand was definitely a bit of a challenge, trying to engineer that. But you just have to find the best way that works for you. So I I used a paintbrush to create an opening for the wooden dowels, and you're going to need 4 wooden dowels for this part, because we are going to try and make a bit of a slanted awning for this. I thought that would look cute, so I just take my paintbrush, press down, make a bit of an opening for this, and that way I don't need to use any hot glue or anything, and it holds in place nicely, just on its own. So I didn't press the back 2 down all the way. I left them taller, and then the front 2 here, I did press them down as far as I could into the bottom of this crate, through all of the layers of the floral foam and everything. So the front 2 sit a little bit lower than the back 2. And that was perfect for our slanted awning, as you can see. So then for this part, I really just decided to use hot glue. In the moment, I couldn't think of anything else, another way to secure this. So I'm like, okay, let's just try this and see if it works. So I just started laying down the back 2 first, and then leaned towards the front too, and then just pressed down and held it. And everything did stay. And then I did make a 4th carrot, and I saved the fresh part from that little calendar piece from the truck sign. So it looks like it says fresh carrots. And then I took a pencil and just made some lines that carrots have. I realized I forgot to do that for so many other carrot crafts. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to add the lines to this one. And here's how it turns out. Fresh carrots. Thought it was absolutely adorable. So I'm in love with this one, of course, but I'm going to show you a recap of all the other ones we made today. Just as a refresh, we made this truck. Love this as well. Then we made this happy Easter sign. And it was freestanding. I don't know why I leaned it up against something. And then we made this carrot tassel. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to check out more videos, check them out here on the left. And let's keep in touch on Instagram. And make sure to check out my website, thecraftyquinn.com, for more printables and fun things and blog posts. Thank you guys so much for watching.